Hi there. I want to advocate for you to have your own mailing list. And you may be asking me, like, why, how, and what for? Well, let me take you through some of the reasons that's going to help your business and brand. So, the first one is why. Well, in the world of marketing, there's four types of media. So, there's own, earn, paid, and share, right? So, your mailing list is going to be falling under your own media. Now, your own media, like your mailing list, is your website, your social media channel, basically any channel in which that you can create content and publish it, at your own time, and you don't need to pay for it. Okay. Now, I do want to touch on social media. They're a little bit different, as you may probably know, especially if you already have a page or a group. Let's say you have 100 followers. You may have noticed even when you post at an optimal time, in for the 100 followers, you may actually be only seeing 5% or 8%, liking or commenting or, having some form of reaction to it. On a good day, that could shoot up to 10 to 12%. Well, that's because social media platforms throttle the traffic because you are using their platform. And the idea here is they want you to pay to play. Remember, it's pay to play when you're using something free, like a Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Okay. The other point that I want to raise under why is about rising costs of advertising, especially online. Why is that? Well, it's a bidding system, and when you have competitors, so when you're running an ad, you're gonna need to outbid the competitor in order to get your ad seen online, whether that's a display ad or that's a search ad. Now let's get to point number two, the how. So at any gathering, meeting, and that could be trade shows, exhibitions, you want to be exchanging business cards, and that could be printed cards, e-cards. Since post-pandemic, I've noticed that most people aren't printing business cards anymore, and what they do is when I go to networking events, we're just scanning each other's LinkedIn QR codes in order to connect, and then we exchange messages, usually like the following day or two after you've met them at an event. Now, once you've gotten that information, what you want to do is you want to then centralize it. And the way that you may centralize it, if you're a solopreneur, you would be centralizing this, let's say, in an Excel. But if you start to be, a small business or medium size, you may opt in for some online services such as Monday.com or ClickUp. Now, on the high end spectrum of that is going to be Salesforce or HubSpot. Okay. Now, what you want to do is contact them and ask them to opt in. Okay. So this is when I get to point number three, which is, what is this for? Well, the people that you meet at a networking or a trade show, they're usually going to be somebody, hopefully, in your targeted audience, or your ideal customer. And if that be the case, you want to make sure that they get into your mailing list. Why? Because you want to give them value. You want to, add them to your marketing funnel, but you also want to have a relationship with them. So, letting them know what your product or service is about, how can it help their brand or business, with issues that they may be having. So you want to ask them to opt into your e-newsletter because you're going to be sharing market research, webinars, face-to-face meetups, some promotions, some freebies, those kinds of things, so that they feel incentivized to want to join that newsletter. Now, I want to let you know that you want to avoid being spammy. Okay. And to do that, you want to schedule when your newsletter goes out. Now, unless you're a news portal, as you probably know, if you subscribe to any news portals, they have daily feeds, they have breaking news. But if that's not the case for you, then you want to think about, how often do I want to have a touch point with my prospective client here or my targeted audience. So the benchmark usually is some, bare minimum is once a month, or it could be once a week, as long as it's going to be value added content and it's going to be interesting. That comes down to planning and the ability to put those things together and then publish it for your EDMs. So those are the reasons why you want to cultivate a mailing list, so that it helps your brand and business. My name is Pashri of BrandNow.Asia. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you'd like to book a discovery call with me, please click on the link. Thanks again for stopping by. Sawadee ka.